Nova. I write the lyrics and like to get a little weird.
I love that.
How's it going today, folks?
It is going.
It is going.
Yeah.
Man, it's like concert season. Everybody's dropping new music.
Yes. Exciting.
Man, I love this time of year. I'm all
Me
So am
for
I.
too.
Fir- First off, thank y'all so much for having us on the show.
Yes.
No problem.
Very
This is
appreciative.
actually our first interview post signing with Eclipse Records.
Yeah.
Really?
Yep. You got us first.
Yep.
Oh,
Yay.
thank you so much for letting us pop your cherry.
Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you. I
So we got to do you justice. So we got to ask, how and when did the band form? Tell us your backstory.
oh, the backstory is insanely divinely timed on how this became a thing, and it's so connected. So my mother put my son in drum lessons, and the guy that was doing, and he's not with us before. This was our other project that
Okay.
was before Nova Riot. And they were in a totally different project that wasn't even that project. So we're not going to get too much into that. But my son was in drum lessons and they needed a singer for their other project. And, my mom's always showing me off and is like, hey, here, listen to my daughter, And so he was like, oh my gosh, this is your daughter. And he ended up knowing me from, I used to cut hair with the girl that did his hair. And then I went and auditioned for them. And the very first night we met, we wrote a song and it was called Staring at the Stars, and it was amazing, and there was immediate chemistry, and it was like, okay, we're not going to do this project, but we're going to work together. And then I'll let you tell the other half of the story of the crazier side of that.
Yeah. So a long time ago, actually, it was definitely divine. One of the very first bands I'd ever auditioned for as a young musician was her uncle, and I did not know this at the time.
We worked together for a year before we ever realized it. My uncle came to one of our shows and
And
told him, hey,
yeah,
you auditioned for one of my bands one time. And he's like, no,
yeah,
I didn't.
yeah. Fast forward, and I'm the first person she ever auditioned for.
Yeah.
And we had a little AAA type project. We were playing a lot of pop music and stuff, and just I'm very rooted in new metal and
I was a
commercial heavy
teeny
rock.
weeny emo is
Yeah, so
as long as I can remember, my brother was like at the OG of that time. So I knew that I either wanted to do hair or music, and then I started doing hair, and I was like, oh, I don't want to do hair, I want to do music, and now there's like no other option for me. Period. I don't even care if I'm rich or poor or what happens. There is no option to me other than music. And with this album, I can genuinely say when I got it back, I cried happy tears, and it is everything middle school me would have like would she would just be insanely mind blown if she heard this album. So that's something I could be proud of.
I guess ultimate long story short though, we got bored with the poppy stuff
Yeah.
and was like, yeah, I got to get back to my roots and do something a little heavier, but we didn't want to go down the same road that a lot of bands go down, and so we did something that we thought was very calculated. We created an identity first. We created a product, a work of art that we thought was very marketable before we even started thinking about anything else. We wanted to come out very polished with an image that was striking.
Absolutely genius. Love
Yes,
it.
definitely. And I'm a fashionista.
Who's your
My
favorite
closet.
designer?
Um, I love Kurt Geiger,
Okay.
and I'm constantly saying things wrong. So if I said that wrong, please forgive me.
I do
But
too.
those are my purses, and that's not like I'm not really like a Louis Vuitton girl, and I mean I have a few that I've thrifted actually, or found second. I wouldn't say thrift, but like at those little and
I
the
get it. I just found like some trip gems, like vintage trip
trip.
from like in a thrift shop. Um,
Yes.
like you would have thought I won the lottery. I was like doing a happy dance. And my son was like real confused why I was so happy. And I'm like,
You don't
yeah, like,
understand. You don't find this anymore.
like look it up on Poshmark and you'll understand.
Well, Kurt Geiger is a little bit like on the weird side of also like luxurious. If because I still like to be, I feel like a dark bougie. I don't even I when I look at my style, people will be like, "Oh, well, you're scene or you're emo or you're goth or you're this," and it's like I try to say that my makeup is taken from the inspo of drag, corpse paint, and clowns, and then I don't buy something unless it screams my name because my closet is already overfull, and I sew, and I constantly take what I have and turn it into something different. So
Yeah, we design all our own things from our wardrobe
to the
to the masks we
masks,
wear to the props we use in our music videos. We like to
so
be
hands on.
yeah, we like to be involved in every aspect of this process that is artistic. So if we can think it, we can create it.
Anything from the mind. I also paint.
Yeah.
Like I
From
said, I did hair, so just anything artsy.
yeah, from the music, we produce, we write, produce, we shoot, we script our own music videos, we shoot our own music videos, we edit them.
Shoot, we even shot a tiny like short film with our old project back in the day that
Yeah,
was
we may
totally
start.
corny and campy, and we're gonna do that.
Yeah, we may start
That's
getting back into short film projects
yes.
based loosely around Nova Riot and the stories that we create. So,
Well,
Before
speaking,
we, yeah, go ahead.
I'm sorry. Speaking of that, if you didn't have a budget at all, where would you want to film?
We
the very first music video that we ever filmed was essentially a no
a
budget
no
film.
budget. We didn't put much into that except for
We went to a
just a couple
public, yeah,
things.
we went to a public park and found a really pretty spot.
Oh, that was zero. Like I thought you were talking about breaking free for Nova Riot because even
No,
then we didn't spend very much on that video.
no, but and we used the iPhone, and so we did a few videos back in the day on how bands on a budget could still, I mean, with all the apps and capabilities now. Of course, you lose a few things, but as fast as music videos move, and I think music videos are so important. The visual is very important
So
that
important.
they're so accessible now. Every band should be doing them. So, but yeah, I mean, the best thing find if you can't find a friend that can let you borrow a location, go out into nature. That's your second best. Find a public place that you can go film on.
I have so many questions, but I definitely want to ask you before we get into your creativeness, because you guys definitely are breathing creative oxygen. Um, I want to hear about your influences and who you were listening to when you first started the band and who you're listening to now.
I am there's not a lot of things in life that make me absolutely fangirl because I just love so much music and I listen to so many different things. And this is going to shock you. Like, so influence that's in relation to the music we're listening or writing currently that is similar music, Violet Vira, In This Moment, The Bunny the Bear, Slipknot, but like who my heart has my heart and soul do I listen to from the time I wake up till I go to bed, and she visually just inspires me in a way, but we're so different that I could like it will never be copying because I'm horror themed and she's a little smoochy queen. Ash Nico.
Love that.
I just went and seen her. I've been and you were talking about concert season. I in the last 10 days I think I've been at 4 shows and just living life. to the fullest. I took my son with me and we had him at the rail. We went and seen Health, and he had a blast.
Now, how is it now being like now that you're on stage and like you're doing your thing? How is that to see somebody that's kind of inspired you? Because I've recently had the same kind of thing. Like I'm like that kind of with Sky Sweetnam. She's one of the people like I've listened to her for decades. Like
Right.
absolutely love her.
Yeah, I've heard a
And
little of her.
and recently, like I got a chance to go to a couple of her shows and just got to celebrate her birthday last night. And like all these people that never heard of her, like kind of got to see her through my eyes, which was kind of cool. How
Hmm.
was that for you with being on stage and kind of doing your thing and having someone that kind of influenced you? How was that being at her concert and just kind of like
I
being around
cried.
it?
I cried because she played this song "It Girl," which is about like growing up weird and then turning into the it girl, and then it's like I want to kill the it girl in me because you know you were against it your whole life, and I was like, there's no way she's gonna play this song, and then she played it, and she had one of her background dancers and had like the blue wig that matched her, and she like killed herself on stage. Oh, I bawled like a baby, and my best friend got me on video doing that. It was, and I just watched her in the theatrics because it was like a high school play, like you know, she had a lot of background dancers and bringing out different sets, and she did little outfit changes and had little funny, quirky sets in between, and it was amazing to be able to see something that inspires me like that and want to go back. And I told him I was like, okay, how can we do something similar but our own, like horror, bring the weird clowns, like you know. So definitely amazing, and the last show I went to, like I said, I took my son, and that was amazing to have him there with me in the crowd, and know that
What did he
I watched.
think? What did he think? What, did he
Uh,
understand or was he like just there to
oh, he
support
loves it. He's a
you?
little metal. He gets in my car and says, "Hey, mom, can I listen to heavy metal?" And he had a blast. He was wanting to get in the mosh pit. He's 9, and he stared at the piano player that opened. He loves piano. I need to get him back in lessons. He's had a few. He's a natural, and he was staring at the piano player and told me, "Mom, that's what I want to do."
Oh, that's cool.
That's
Yeah,
amazing.
it was amazing. So hopefully, he's not now. If I get him in good enough lessons, maybe he can come play for me. We'll get him in there somewhere. I homeschool him. I want him to be a free thinker and you know do good things and do what he wants. I want him to always know he can chase his dreams.
Now, Mr. New Metal, who are some of your influences?
When I'm writing, I don't really listen to a whole lot of people because I will find myself
He's
copying
funny.
them a lot. But I'm also an FM radio DJ, so
Oh,
I
really?
really love good commercial heavy rock music. So a lot of my big influences these days are guys like Pop Evil,
Okay.
Nothing More. Some of these guys that are really kind of getting up there and kind of really still carrying the torch of the new metal sound, but bringing a little bit of flavor to it.
I thought that you guys would find this pretty cool. Um, so when I looked up who was suggested that your sound is like, the Pretty Reckless, Poppy, those are the names that came up. How does that feel to be compared to names of that magnitude?
Absolutely amazing. Even it's funny that you mentioned that because my best friend, I was talking about like how cool it is to like tell people when they're like, well, how do I find you? I'm like, you can just Google search me now. And
Google
they
me.
do, and I can actually see the difference from like back in the day being like, oh, you got to find it here and this, and now it's just like right there in their face. And so my best friend Googled me yesterday, and well, one of my best friends, I've got very many close to my heart, and he he was like, he literally was like, "Girl, the pretty reckless," like, fangirl and hardcore, and was like, "Yeah, you did that." So
Yeah, that's that's a pretty big comparison. Like, I
yeah,
mean,
it is.
Yeah, both
I
copy
said
and
everyone I talked to, I was like, I'm going home with Nova Riot tonight, and they're literally compared to like two of the biggest names in the like world.
yeah, yeah. They both had number one songs
You would know that
recently.
too.
Yeah, so that's pretty awesome feeling.
And I love both of
Yeah.
those artists too. They are on the playlist.
So
So
you're coming for that number one spot then.
Oh man.
I would love that. I would love nothing more for
Yeah,
to
it,
get.
it is.
I know it'll be there. I will have my turn.
It's kind of odd because we've had former bandmates that have always been like, it's not a competition. Well, why do they have the number one spot if it's not? You got to see it's something. You have to have a goal to achieve, something that's attainable. And if
So
you're not
speaking
hungry,
of so speaking of that number one spot, Alter, amazing. You're doing music videos, just
Thank you.
absolutely like blowing it up right now. Tell us all about it.
Well, we just shot another music video for our next song. Not even alter. Like we finished it up like 2 days ago, and
Was that with the purple coffin?
uh,
uh,
it didn't make it in. It
yeah,
didn't make it in.
that one didn't make it into the.
We are picky. If it's not the right shot, we'll put like three ideas together that could all correspond equally, and then we go into what I call flow state, and we did just go crazy, and then we use the best of the best because we do the videos. I mean, you know, we do all this ourselves, so um,
A lot of times we really try to plan them out too, and then it's like sometimes we go off script, and then that ends up being the best footage.
I do have some beautiful ladies walking me a beautiful man to me on a leash in that video. I will say that.
Yeah.
I won't say much more.
On the altar, we were very sure on uh, time, and we had already done some shots, and
Yeah, we just threw that together.
it ended up running late in the day, and so a lot of our shots were a little underexposed, and so we didn't like them, and so we took a whole nother day, reshot the video. It was just myself, Nova, and my assistant, and we ended up putting him in three different costumes, which you see throughout the video, The Altar. And so that's my assistant back there, kind of his first time on camera, which
Yeah,
ended up being very, very
it worked.
entertaining. So yeah, it was pretty good, pretty good.
I definitely was just kind of like, hey, follow my lead, and he jumped right in and did what I asked, and it worked out.
Yep.
As
And
long as we get the shot,
so
it can.
and those are all masks and stuff that throughout the video that I create and make by hand. And so yeah, we're horror fans. I like to kind of consider myself to be maybe like a Timu version of Rob Zombie. I don't have the big budget like him.
Don't say that about yourself ever
I'm
again.
the
That
Dollar
needs
Tree.
I don't like when people talk about my friends.
I'm the Dollar Tree Rob Zombie.
Never.
If I
I
had a bigger
love
budget,
Timo. I'm not even gonna hate.
yeah. But yeah, so we enjoy really kind of getting creative. That whole process is a lot of fun.
I'm
Is
sorry.
there
I
anything?
have to do this.
Emotional, damn it!
I
You
love
would be
that.
the kind, huh? I can tell.
Are
I
there
love that.
any other like little specific things that viewers can kind of look for in that video? Like, is there specific things with the mask, or is there any like little Easter eggs that they can?
There is, but a magician never reveals their secret. There we do everything that we do will marry together from some point to another.
We love playing tricks and being pranksters. We used to, in some of our older music videos, we would hide Easter eggs and say, well, if you found the Easter egg, you would get
And we were doing
a
like
free
legit
piece of
eggs
merch
though,
or
weren't
what.
we?
Well, no, but there were so many people that was like, I don't see an Easter egg in this. They were literally thinking there was supposed to be an egg in there, and so
Oh my
the very
god.
last one we did,
That was the old project that we.
I
Say
drew
what?
I drew a Easter egg with a little chalkboard, and of course, somebody finally found our Easter egg, and they won a piece of merch. But yeah, these are a little bit more subliminal. So if you pick up on the subliminal messages that we have throughout our music videos now, then you're definitely our people for sure.
If you don't mind me asking, what's your setup cameras? Or is it
Well,
just an iPhone?
no, I have multiple camera setups for that. For the last two particular music videos, I used a Blackmagic Pocket 4K rigged up, and I used Saray Nightwalker Cine lenses. I used a 16 millimeter, a 35 millimeter, and a 75 millimeter.
Oh, okay.
So we get that really crushed depth of field that gives you that, where your background is just incredibly blurred, and you get the really awesome bokeh.
I don't know
So
what
yeah,
that means.
yeah, it's well, of course, I'm not ultimately opposed to shooting anything with an iPhone, but yeah, I've got Sony cameras, but I really love the Blackmagic camera because it gives it that filmic look. It really kind of, especially when you're shooting horror, you don't want ultra sharp image. You want it to really feel grainy and like it's very cinematic.
Definitely. Now, is there a certain video that you would suggest viewers to watch as their first introduction to you visually?
Yeah. Well, I mean
Yeah, that's a hard one.
it's a hard one, but I I think that breaking free it still just takes the cake because so many people are like, "Oh, I saw breaking free. I love that video," and it's something so like,
Breaking free is really cool because I have some connections with some real estate agents, and they hooked us up with this what used to be a nursing home, but it was very dilapidated, and it had I don't know if you know what the term frogging is where people lives inside the walls and ceilings of abandoned places.
Yeah.
And so it had this whole community of homeless people that had lived inside the walls and ceilings of the building.
it gave it a real dark
And
vibe,
so
like for
we
real
turned
in
it
there.
into like an insane asylum, and we had Nova in a straitjacket throughout the video. And we had some really beautiful ladies dress up like nurses, and then all the band, we wore male nurse uniforms and bright red.
Fun fact about that video is I woke up the next morning with I think legit lip lash from like shaking myself,
Yeah.
trying to look insane, and I woke up and I just remember my whole body. I
E-
was like, ugh,
Either that video or
addicted.
Addicted, which we
Addicted is good.
shot in a antique candy store.
It's actually right down the road where we're sitting right now. I
Yeah,
could walk to it.
yeah, it was pretty cool. But definitely Breaking Free is definitely one of those videos that you really feel the vibe because just the whole energy inside that room was there.
Yes.
Even the drummer's like, I heard there's MRSA here, so watch where you step. I'm like, bro, this thing ain't even had a person in it in like 7 years. I'm pretty sure you're gonna be fine.
Definitely had the vibe
So
though.
You
Yeah.
know what
Especially when it got
I
dark.
was picturing a whole like story as you were describing that. Like I was like picturing almost like the hills have eyes people like living in the walls, like watching you through holes.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah. They're very
I
likely
like
want
that.
some
Get a
because
little
the place was huge.
get a little
It was enormous, and so as the sun went down, there was no electricity throughout, and we were using power banks to light everything. And so we actually the scene where we have the drummer doing his solo shots, we have the girls kind of doing that where you just kind of walk through the halls and various doorways and stuff. Very Scooby
Scooby
Doo,
Doo.
but it looked really cool. So
Scooby Dooby.
yeah, but
That's
yeah, very
awesome.
very very creepy.
Didn't our model from this last video have a Scooby Doo tattoo?
Yes.
Because you were like, he has tattoos. They better look good. And then I zoomed in and I was like, they look nice, but is that an alien? Is that Scooby Doo?
Yeah.
He's like kind of dorky, but whatever.
Yeah, we had an actor that was very willing to be tortured in our, not the one that's coming out, but our second single. We've already shot the music video for, and just be on the lookout for a gentleman who is getting tortured a little bit in very sensual ways, but tortured nonetheless. And that's, I guess, pain no gain, right?
Well,
Does Fago mean anything to you?
Fago means so much to me. Oh my gosh. Why could you tell? Yeah. Rock and rye is the best flavor of all time, and no one ever has it. I go to shows all the time. I got a lot of jug friends, and ICP was one of the last shows I went to see him like less than a week ago, or maybe not this last Wednesday, but the Wednesday before. And then I've seen Clockwork E, and they're also some jugs, the Silver Booth Boys. Can I say that?
No, yeah, you can say whatever.
Yeah.
Sorry, yeah, the Silver Booth Boys is what we call them. They booth for rent. Um, they're real underground. That was they did their show in a movie theater. I don't know how it worked. It was real like hole in the wall. I'd never seen anything like it.
Now, do you take Fago to the face like when you say you saw ICP? Because I've been
Yeah.
to a
Oh,
lot of
I'm like,
ICP shows, and I know when to dip out to the bathroom for a minute because I
no, I
know
jump the
they're
rail. I get on stage for Fago Armageddon. I am insane in a pit.
oh power to you.
I am always at the rail. I'm taking the Fago and it does burn for a second and then it goes away. I've got multiple Fago bottles at my house that I've caught and taken home. I've been on stage for probably 5 or 6 Fago Armageddons. I've been to 3 gatherings. Um, though I getting into that is I love the community and stuff, and a big portion of my fan base I would say would probably be from Juggalos because they're some of the most supporting people. I love ICP, but that's not what I listen to every day. I'm there for their fan base because those people are just some of the most humble, welcoming, and then some of them suck and are gross.
So
But
what would I expect? I haven't gone seen them yet.
um the
Like,
so it's one unique thing about the way their crowd is compared to other shows. Instead of having a big open pit in the middle, it becomes this giant wave thing of like hundreds of people that like all just kind of move and bounce together. So it's like rowdy, but there's like a thing to it. Like we're all swaying this way and then we're back, and it's like everybody's pushing on each other, but it's like this perfect balance. And then, like I said, the Fago stings. And you can also expect to whoever you're standing next to, whether you know them or not, they're going to like really like look over next to you and sing the lyrics with you. You might have a stranger grab your hand and tell you they love you and that you're family.
Oh yeah.
And
yeah, I haven't gotten a chance to experience that because
It's all love.
they haven't been. I don't want to say they haven't been allowed, but they haven't been back in my area since early 2000s.
yeah, they get kicked. Where are you at?
Jersey.
Okay. Yeah, they're known to get kicked out now. I think that they try to be better now. Like even if you watch some of like Jay and Shaggy's interviews, they're like, guys, quit blowing up the porta potties and like quit
Yeah,
it,
yeah,
and
they're coming my way in October, so
oh, okay. You should check out that show if you get a chance. And if it's like not your thing to get too rowdy, standing at the back, just going to meet those people, there is something very human about it to me. To me, the fact that I've been to a lot of shows, but nobody is quite as welcoming as the Juggalo community that all just immediately all love. So, but I don't agree with the blowing up and destruction of things. I am very wild, let's have a good time, but like treat the staff good, like take care of your people, quit, because there has been some bad apples that have hurt the imagery of the scene, and I'll talk about it. I'm not going to sit there and support everything in there just because I'm part of it. I think for myself. So
I think that needs to be said.
yeah,
Because I know, like, I've had that conversation with multiple people, and, like, let's face it, like, a lot of society is tribal right now. So
yeah.
I think people are protecting their peace and kind of like staying with people that inspire them creatively and kind of like push them to be better people. At least the people around me. I've noticed a lot of them are like, okay, I'm setting boundaries and like
Boundaries are so important, and I am learning that. I feel like I'm learning it at a good age. I'm 26, so and
Oh,
I'm
you're a baby.
yeah, but I really try to work. I journal from the time I wake up till the time I go to bed. I carry my journal. I have like 5 different ones, like some that are for this and this, some are dream journals. And like, I did therapy for a year, and now I just journal everything and how I feel about it and why I reacted this way. And so now that I'm aware of myself and my actions, I'm really protective over. I want to welcome everybody. I will give anybody love. I'm very forgiving. I don't judge people, even if what I view them, if someone is doing something that I don't agree with, I still think that you can get more in a place of love than you can hate. If you're like, hey, what you're doing is wrong and it's da 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 da. I mean, no, that doesn't create real change. The only real change you can get is by coming with someone with compassion and even being vulnerable with them, and maybe opening up about a time that you did something that you're not proud of. Like, hey, I did this. I know I learned this way, and really trying to get there. And then, if they don't get it, you just got to set that boundary like hard, because I can't let people take what I've worked so hard for.
plant your feet. Plant your feet.
Plan them.
Oh yeah, yeah.
He's taught me a lot too. He's been a
You know,
great influence in my life to work with.
I've been in this industry now for over 20 years. I had a project that lasted for 17, 18 years, and so I know that negative energies can really latch onto you, and when you start letting that negative energy take over,
You're going
it's pretty much
down.
it's pretty much game over from
Yeah.
there. So even like we knew we were signing with Eclipse Records in November of 2025. We didn't tell a soul until it was. I mean, because we knew that there were people out there that would root for us to fail. So yeah, you got to make sure that when you're in the right rooms these days. You cannot
Yeah.
waste your energy on people that's not going to return that energy.
And I'm
So
always one.
what would you say is something about the dynamic of the band that people wouldn't expect? Like, what's something about the band that makes you guys just special, like to you?
Well, I would say a lot of it really is our visual aspect, the way that we marry um, the audible portion, the music with the visuals. That's something that I ignored for so many years in my career as a musician. Eventually, at some point in time, I was just I'm out there in cargo shorts and just looking like I just got off a golf course and I'm rocking heavy metal because I just didn't really care enough to give the people something to look at. I thought, well, the music's good enough; it'll stand on its own. But I realized very quickly that people have eyes and they want to see something that really makes their brain kind of.
I remember the day that I called you and I was like, hey, I can't be wearing regular clothes on stage anymore. Like, I always dressed cute. Like, even this would be kind of considered regular to me. I know that's not for most people,
Yeah.
but I mean, the makeup obviously not, but like this outfit is kind of is a casual thing for me. There's nothing wrong with that. I've got my some of my bestest friends are the what you would never we don't look like we'd be hanging out, but I love everybody and appreciate all styles. But for me, it was kind of casual, and I called them and I was like, I need like costume style stuff. And then I realized I didn't want like spirit Halloween costumes. That's not what I was talking about. But like the performance art, the dance, the big feathers, the big like,
Yeah.
and I was like, why are we all in cargo shorts? Like,
And you'll hear us refer to it as our art, and so that's I think that's what really makes us stand out is that
yes, we're
we're
artists.
artists. I
I
mean,
don't.
the entertainment value of it is there, but we're trying to create art that connects with people in a way that most music doesn't by just going out there and just being like we're a rock band and we're just a typical rock band. We're not a typical rock band at all.
I've
We,
also always said like that art is one of the ways that I think that the collective conscious and humans will speak through the art, and it does something. Like I can look at something and either, even if I hate it, it's still going to do something to me here because it made me feel, and it might lead me somewhere on my path. And I think that art is a huge way to do that for everybody.
yeah.
And so I do love, like, everything has a meaning to me personally, but I am always open to somebody taking my song and letting it be what it means to them, or taking that visual and letting it mean whatever. Even if they hate it, I'm fine with that if it means something to them.
But definitely authentic. We build make our own costumes. We build our own. All our set design is all done by us, and it's a very thoughtful process. Because we're like, hey, how can we make our art connect with more people?
Yes.
So
And
it's
now,
not like
how
we
has
don't just
Eclipse
run
been
and
with that? How has
Eclipse
it
is
been since being with Eclipse, and how are they with letting your creativeness kind of come out?
That's
fantastic.
why we're with them.
Exactly.
That
Exactly.
I would never let someone tell me what to do
Oh
too
yeah,
much. I will take, but I can take constructive criticism or
and it
a mentor that can push me in the right direction.
right, right. Because we presented stuff to Eclipse and they're like, well, you got final say at the end of the day, but this is how we feel. But mostly that they've given us a creative control because they've seen the vision and they appreciate the authenticity. But it's fun. It's odd though because then as soon as you get recognition from somebody else, then it starts coming out of the woodwork. So we've already had people that's like, hey, when contract runs out with them, sign over here with us, and we're like, you know what? No, because I already know how this conversation goes. And with Chris Poland and Eclipse Records, it was laid out very intentionally that we are artists with that we want to create art. You enjoy what we're doing. We're going to create more of that. And so he's backed us in a way that I don't think most labels really would.
Yeah, he's been awesome to work with, and
Absolutely.
So
I
what was your feeling when you got the phone call or email
Connected.
or when you
um
when
proud of myself. I was really proud of myself, but I do think that I knew at some point, but it felt right. And we've even talked about the fact that like Nova Riot were very like space themed, and then it was like Eclipse, and I always believe in like
Oh yeah, we firmly
synchronicities and
believe
stuff
in
like that.
magic. Like we believe in magic,
And
and maybe not necessarily in the sense like we're out here
not that kind, but just
waving
like just
wands,
it's just
but it's an energy force that we are willing into existence. And we
it's
saw something that we wanted. People ask me all the time, well, how did you do this? How did you do that?
it's like
Confidence. I had the confidence
confidence.
to go after what I wanted, and I didn't have failure in my heart. I didn't think at any point in time that maybe we could fail.
You
You
put
put
that
that
shit
shit
in
in
the
the
universe.
universe.
Yep,
Absolutely.
100%.
I think that that's how your whole band and like since the beginning. I mean, you guys said so many different aspects brought you guys together and kind of kept you guys together.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, every time we turned a corner, it was something else. It was like this can't be like just fate. Like or it can't just be coincidence. It's fated. It's way too like
Yeah.
weird to just be a coincidence. And so, Yeah, I feel like the universe is definitely, we were putting it out there, and when Nova and I found each other, the spark was there, and we built upon that. I mean, and we had to get rid of negative energies that were surrounding us on many occasions. And we look back now, and we can clearly see that we probably would not be where we were at if we hadn't have made those steps.
Yeah, we just had to lock in.
So, where you're at with the music, please tell us about the new album. It's album, right? Not
Yep.
EP. I always get them confused.
Yep.
Yeah.
LP. We got a 7-song LP coming out. We started working on the LP March of last year, a little bit before we had gotten signed. As a matter of fact, we was about to release some new music when Eclipse reached out to us and said, "Don't do that just yet. Hold up. Do you have more music?" We were already scheduled to go into the studio, so that's why we held off the signing announcement for 5 months or so.
Yeah, we had to
Um,
finish the album.
yeah, to finish the album, and of course, our other signed member of the band is he goes by the name Ayers. He is our producer and engineer and an amazing guitar player that's very rooted, very good pedigree in the Dallas Fort Worth area. He's done some amazing things, and so yeah, everything is kind of really, like I said, locked in to the point where we're almost reading each other's minds now, but we've kept it very small intentionally. We didn't have a drummer sign with us. We use a fantastic drummer. His name is Matt Thompson. He's the drummer for a band called King Diamond.
Okay.
Yeah,
If any-
I read about that earlier today. I didn't.
He's
It was very cool.
yes.
That
Yeah, so
He's amazing.
he's a
He's
genuine
such a
rock
good
star. Yeah, he
person.
he is such a humble and
Oh, so
very
humble.
sweet individual. You would never know that he goes out and plays in front of 7, 10,000 people crowds.
Yeah.
Yeah, so but so we kept the creative side of us very small, so we didn't have to go through 5 people to get a yes when we wanted to create or to do something. So
And most of the creative process is right here, and then also our lovely lead Aries.
yeah,
But um, it does work better when I think that you can try to just, and we either compromise or take good turns of this is your video, this is your video, this is your song. Well, you pick this one, you pick this one, and we write so many songs that it's. I mean, even with this album, we had trouble picking the singles. I was so proud of this. I mean, I think my favorite song on the album didn't even get picked as a single just because we, at the end of the day, compromised and wanted to do what's right and what we thought would be the best as either a single or a focus track. But
and we ended up with enough material that we go back into the studio for a follow up in October. But this one in particular, and this is even when I was saying like our lead guitarist is also our producer and engineer. In his heart, he feels like this is the best album he's ever done, and he's worked with some pretty decent guys in the past.
yeah, yes.
So we all put our absolute best foot forward on Blood Lies and Lullabies. We explored sonically a little bit with some sounds that I thought were kind of popular European.
Oh yeah, I think we got off of that point of how we had sent our original songs to Eclipse and then kind of changed our trajectory because we found our sound in like
Yeah,
the
we did.
middle
We
of.
did kind of lock in our sound in this
Yeah,
whole
we found
process
it.
too. So what originally started out is what we were going to turn over to for an album. We had some pop
It was a
punk
little more
and
pop punk at first, and then it turned more. We call it bubblegum metal. We've
I
yeah.
was about to bring that up. Uh, how do you
That's
feel
controversial,
about?
apparently.
Yeah, like how do you feel about that? Like the term,
I
like
love
it.
it. My mom hates it. She's like, well, they call it Taylor Swift bubblegum. I was like, nobody's comparing me to Taylor Swift. Like,
I mean,
Like how it was written. It's bubblegum alternative
but yeah, like,
metal.
look at me. I am bubblegum. Like,
we're
I.
very right.
I
Yeah,
love it.
yeah. If you look at our image, it's very very bubblegummy. Now the music maybe not so much. It's commercial. We write for the radio. We want radio success. Um,
We do.
and
I
that's
would.
something that's important to us. It's
I think we did a good thing of taking something super artsy and different and unique, but like you were talking about how we feel about coming for like a top spot. Like our music does have this commercial feel. Like each of them, I do believe, have a hook that just could make the radio and possibly the charts if it got into the right crowd. We that was on purpose because I want it to be authentic. I want it to be different, but I do want to bring this weirdness right here to the forefront of like, okay, yeah, with the whole makeup, get up, and masks, like we're still shooting to be right there with people like the Pretty Reckless or even like as big as Evanescence or like I would love to get on the charts and make this. I wouldn't want to call myself mainstream. Like it's still start like I'm still always gonna be an underground girly and want to do it myself and like don't tell me what to
But
do.
it would be great to see your name on those
Yeah.
charts.
yeah.
Yes, it would. Yes, it would. I can't lie. I'm
Now,
not doing
what
this.
chart would you want to land on?
I mean, I would love to see us on any top 100 chart.
Yeah.
Period. Billboard would be like the holy grail, I guess. But
Yeah.
yeah.
So
And then another big goal of ours is to go overseas and
Overseas.
do some touring somewhere that is not America. Um,
You want to see the world.
yeah, we want to get out there.
I want to.
So
I want to see
Japan would
things.
love you.
Oh
yeah,
yes,
Japan
they
would
would.
absolutely
And
fucking love you.
I would love
that is
Japan.
that is
I love
exactly
Japan.
where we are discussing our moves. We're just going to see how Blood Lies and Lullabies plays out and see how how people what they think about it, and if we think we can make a good run, we'll go over to Japan and
If they're crazy enough, they'll love it.
yeah, yeah.
to
I see.
going
I see you now sitting over at the Hello Kitty like little cafe.
Aw, I love you. You're
Yeah.
awesome. How sweet. I will be at the Hello
so
Kitty Cafe.
so going back to earlier, you said that you journal every day. Do you
Hmm.
ever do you pull from there? Like
Yes, yeah.
like cherry pick from?
Oh,
I
yes.
know you're writing about your life, but I'm saying you pick a lyric out of there.
Good question.
I actually didn't hear you
Yeah, do you pick
properly.
lyrics out
Do
of
I
your
pick
journal?
lyrics? Oh, yes. I'll wake up in the middle of the night, and if it's good and right, I have to, because I get my best like epiphany lyrics actually like either right before I'm going to sleep, right when I wake up in the morning, or on a long uh car ride, and I will literally like pull my phone out and voice message it and then like go home later and make sure I write it in my journal. And sometimes it's just a little piece and I have no idea what it's going to be used for, but I, that I definitely pull from there. It goes, these journals are all from self-help of me trying to be a better person and definitely artistically and how I write down exactly what I want to happen in my life.
So, what kind of space would you picture your music living in?
Yeah, that's a good question.
Like outer space, because
Nah, yeah.
is that what we're
Look,
talking
Nah. Now,
Is that not what we're talking
I
about?
think it
I
probably
love
be
it.
heavy rock adjacent.
Oh,
I think it's probably would be
that's
I
what she
love it.
meant.
Outer space.
accurate.
Uh,
Yeah.
I was like pink, purple, blue,
Out of this world.
out of it.
Bad Omens, I think, is another band we get really compared to.
Yeah, I've been called
So
a
yeah,
female bad omens, and that was
Not
one
too
of the best.
shabby.
yeah,
Please
I
call me
mean,
that. Like that's
yeah,
fine.
yeah. I think that's the commercial heavy rock. I think is right where we probably right on that teeter on that line to where we're almost just ridiculous enough that it's not commercial.
Well,
And if you watch these next few videos, they're very race. Well, you see one, it's not as racy. The next one's very racy. It's to the point where I told her, tell your dad you probably should not watch this next video.
and did.
And so, we're stepping up into the adult world a little
let
bit. Not not
like how racy MTV 10 spot racy.
It
well,
was just a couple
yeah,
up the skirt shots, and I got a guy on a leash, you
yeah.
know.
It's
I'm
yeah. It's
it's an
nothing.
everyday thing. It's
It's
fine.
nothing that YouTube hopefully is going to
It's not
flag.
going to land on Pornhub.
No, 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 no.
Well, you know, there's a way to be
Well,
sexy, but also like leave a little bit, you
it
know.
was very awkward because we have like almost sibling type of relationship, and
Yeah.
I almost had to go hire another camera person to shoot this video because I'm like,
He thought about it. He was like, I might get
uh,
somebody to come else to come shoot this, and then he shot the last one, and was like, "Cause that was a little awkward. We got through. It'll be fine."
yeah, it'll be fun.
And then there was enough people there that it wasn't weird, and I was nervous to like, I'm, I'll like hug people, but I actually was a little like nervous on set to like, you know, touch the male actor and stuff, and like get in there. And by the end of it, of course, you know, I was there, but at first it was like, yeah, I had to make.
Hard walking that blurred line between classy and trashy. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like,
Yeah,
But he was a professional. He's a male wrestler, and he was recommended by friends. So I knew that it was like not. I wasn't like I got on Craigslist and found the creepiest dude to be like, "Hey, you want my beautiful model friends to
yeah.
walk you to me in a music video on a leash?" Like, no.
But given the subject matter, the song is called Midnight Coven Crush,
Midnight Coven
and
Crush.
the Coven Crush is referring to female lady parts. So
I
I mean,
love these names.
Midnight, like it's funny because I think when I wrote the song, like I won't lie. You know what? Maybe I could just leave that out. No one needs to know that.
oh, well, now they want to know.
Uh,
But
I
now,
mean,
yeah,
you
now
already
you're
spoke
yeah.
into existence.
Well, when I wrote the song, I don't know that I knew that what a Midnight Coven Crush was. I think I was going more culty and witchy, and then, you know, my not him, but Aries called me and was like, "So, can I ask you what is Midnight Coven Crush? What is a Midnight Coven Crush?" And I was like, honestly, after listening back multiple times, it's a
It's an
and he was
enchanted area.
yeah.
Eh,
I was like, you know, it makes sense. And once you hear the song, you're just gonna laugh and be like, oh, that does fit.
it is
It
very
flows perfect.
it's
And then I knew the
very
video idea. I was like, oh,
it's
it's gotta
very
be
but
out
did you
bubblegum.
there.
look it up on Urban Dictionary first?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, we
Okay,
are out there.
just check.
Oh,
Just
I know. I don't
checking.
know if it's on Urban
No, it's
Dictionary.
not. But we're putting stuff in Urban
We should go
Dictionary
do
now.
that.
Yeah,
Yeah, we should go. Can't you go
Fill
through
that
and let it
bitch up.
edit?
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. So we had a lot of fun creating this album. I mean, I even did the album art and the
Yeah, I
single
was just
art.
about to ask, what is the album art like?
So we had this idea that we wanted to kind of recreate the hear no evil, speak no evil, see no evil.
But it's
With the
blood.
monkeys?
Yeah.
Yes, with the
Yeah.
monkeys, but be it with blood, lies, and lullabies. And so I hadn't picked up a pencil to draw nothing in years, and I went out and bought a Apple Pencil Pro for my iPad, and I literally drew that on Procreate. Because we had originally done some photography that we was going to use that we got her all bloodied up and wrote
I
stuff on
loved
it
it,
was
but
very horror themed, and the label was like, eh. And so I was like, let me draw something.
I mean, he told us we still could. Chris did give us that like
Yeah.
free will and freedom of choice,
So,
but it was like I think that we could do
at
better.
the
And
end of the day,
I loved
yeah,
the photo we had. I was heartbroken, but I also love what we have now. Looks amazing. I like the idea,
yeah,
and I think it'll look great on some merch. So
yeah. And respect to the little bubble gum. I say this all the time, but most of her crowd is not old enough to really know the references. But I s Nova is very much like if Punky Brewster and Wednesday Adams were combined, and so
Okay.
What's
yes,
that?
we're
Okay.
yes,
I
that's
I I
so.
could I could, I could see that. Okay.
Right, and so we try to bring the bubblegum and the horror aesthetic and give it a very adult feel. And so some people might be like, y'all aren't bubblegum. Some people might be like, y'all are very bubblegum. But we want to kind of live in that space where it's almost like Monster High, but for adults.
do you know what Tesla compared me to yesterday? She said I was like, if in this moment and Lady Gaga had a baby, and I
Yeah,
said,
yeah, there you go. There you go.
I'll take
okay,
it.
we are
Yeah,
talking because I clearly did something right.
yeah, yeah. That's awesome. Yeah.
So
Oh my gosh, I love it. I love your descriptions. That is wonderful.
they are working for us.
Absolutely.
I love that you said Punky Brewster because she influenced a lot for me. Also, I mean, like my Punky doll was like my like best friend when I was younger. But
Yeah, yeah,
besides
yeah,
that,
yeah.
like
Even as a male, I mean, she was a big influence on me growing up. So
she
absolutely,
just she lived her life.
she did.
She
She
did her
did.
thing. She made mistakes and she just
But
kept going.
I try to say that to the crowd now, and they're like, "Who?" I'm like, "God, I'm old."
Well, they redid it on Netflix.
They
Like the
did.
younger crowd should
Yes.
know at least something.
I,
Right.
The
Right.
first time he told me, I'm not gonna lie, I was like, who?
Yeah.
I was like, huh?
She had really awesome socks and like
Yep.
Yeah, we looked her up together, but so now I know. But at first, the first time I was like, huh?
now you
Right.
said you did hair.
For I graduated cosmetology school. I dropped out of high school and then I graduated cosmetology school at 17. And then I quit doing hair about a year ago. I went significantly down before I fully quit, and I still sometimes show up and pop
Yeah.
in and say, "Can I work one day?" You
I
know.
get
I
it.
told her when we got really serious about Nova Riot that we had to commit our lives to this, and
And I was 100%. I'm a huge believer in we are what we tell ourselves we are. And so I was like, if I keep waking up every day and I tell myself I'm a hairdresser and I go to work and I do my hair and I loved, I mean, I did a
I'm gonna
lot of,
stay there. I get
oh,
it.
I did my own hair. Like this is, I put all this in myself. I bleached. No, well, actually, I don't always do my own hair. I will shout out Caitlin and Holly because they do amazing. But this time I just refreshed it myself.
I
And
was actually gonna ask because since you are a scene girl, we all know that we had that initial scene girl look where we either dyed a streak, had a crazy haircut, did the
yes.
colors over the side. What was your
Well,
first
can
scene girl hair like?
oh, it still is there, but now I've moved to my mullet finally because I wanted it for like 5 years and I don't know why I didn't just do it, but I was like fighting with my identity because I kind of I go by she they, and so I definitely like an androgynous look and want to have that balance. Like I got pink armpit hair. like, like straight up. And so I finally did my mullet and yeah, I love it. But my first was like if it wouldn't take me forever, I'd pull up a picture of me on my phone when I was 13. It was like
Oh
the
my
ones.
gosh, you look like MySpace scene girls right now, like with it over.
Yes, it's permanently my hair grows from the back of my head because I've been seen since I was 12. And look, if I don't it's not even cut that way anymore, but look how easy it is for me to just bring it back.
I feel like parts of my hair's streaked.
Like it came right back.
I don't
Boom.
have to worry about that.
yeah,
Like I
yep.
finally made it to the point in my life where I can actually do the hair flip and it'll like just go where it's supposed to go.
I could
Right.
never do the hair flip. Never.
The bend and snap?
Oh, I could do a bend and snap. The hair flip, no.
Yeah, I love my
I could
hair flip.
never.
Now I got my mullet, and honestly, I think I need to touch it up. It needs to go a little shorter right in here.
Now, were you inspired by Brad Mondo, like the what's
I
it,
don't
the
like.
she wolf? Like,
No, I can't stand that guy.
uh,
I'm just kidding. I'm sure he's sweet. I don't
Where'd you
know any.
go?
She's gone, my friend.
Baby, come back. Where'd you go?
You can blame it all on
On
me.
me.
She's still gone.
Oh, she's like, you can't stand that guy.
Yeah, she was like, she just talked crap on Brad Mondo. I'm out of here.
In my defense, I don't even know who that is. I
He's a
mean, if you walk down the
guy.
street, I wouldn't even.
There's nothing wrong with him. It's just as a hairdresser, he was kind of annoying because he was not really a great hairdresser. He just got on. I think he went to cosmetology school. There was rumors that he wasn't even really licensed, so he'd get on and react to other people doing their
Oh.
hair at home, and then he'd give like
Oh,
horrible
oh, oh,
advice.
oh, that guy. Okay.
And then he'd give like horrible advice, and then people would come to the shop and think they knew how to do hair because of Brad Mondo, and they'd be like, "Well, Brad
Oh,
Mondo
okay.
said," and I'd be like,
Okay.
"Yeah,
Now, now I know who that. I don't know names half the time. Like
yeah,
I
me
don't
neither."
know. And she's
No
back.
idea. I have
And
no
you're
idea
back.
what happened. Like
Did you even
all of a
hear
sudden,
us?
my screen went black. I asked who inspired the mullet. All of a sudden, just what everything went black. I don't know.
Who inspired the mullet? Man, is there one specific person? Because it just kind of all of a sudden, like the
It was
scene
everywhere.
queens. Yeah, all of a
Bobby.
sudden the swing queens just started getting mullets, and it was like, hey, let's all micro our bangs and like cut our ear. You know what? Actually, what was her name? I do know because the first time I ever got an ear cut, it wasn't a mullet, but my first after scene, I was in cosmetology school. It was this little scene model. What was her name? She used to do YouTube's Hannah.
Ah, black
What's her?
hair.
Yeah, you know who I'm talking about.
I
And
Oh
have no
she
my.
did
clue.
she did a little ear cut, and then it was short on this side, and it got gradually longer on this side, so it was like seen in the front, and then it was so cool. And my brother did it, and my brother does hair, and he's a little seeny weeny. Well, he would hate that. He'd probably be like, "Did you just call me seeny weeny on your interview?" I'm like, "Okay, sorry, Austin, but you literally look like Ronnie Radke."
Yeah.
He does, doesn't he? So bad, so much. My brother looks like identical to that man.
Hannah. This is gonna drive me nuts. I gotta
Oh, I
look it
can't even
up.
think of it. My
I'm
phone is
looking
not
it up.
Uh,
anywhere near me. She did like makeup videos. Hannah Hospital. Hannah Hospital.
Okay, you're right.
Hannah Hospital. She didn't even have a mullet. She just had an ear cut. And then it gradually I was like, I want to do a mullet. And then like I was in like kind of a toxic relationship a while back with somebody who was constantly like, I like you better blonde. Like, don't get a mullet. Like, you're not gonna look good with a mullet. Like, just like constantly was micromanaging
Glad you
everything.
dropped him because the mullet
Oh, so
works.
good. Yeah. And I hate that I don't want to out because I also wish healing on everybody. But that is part of my story. And I should be able to speak on that because it was something that for years he like got with me and then was like, oh, I like natural girls. And it's like I had 10 pounds of black eyeliner on and emo hair and a tutu when you met me. And then you're going to tell me that you like natural girls all the time. And so, yeah, I got out of that. And then I was like, huh, pink, mullet. I'm even gonna dye my armpit hair pink. Like we're going out here and just living our best lives. And I'm open to the love, but I'm also like, if someone's pissed off by my appearance, that's on them. Because I love all people, even ones that don't have the same opinions and stuff. I'm just here to hopefully make change and spread my good energy. Try to help people.
Yeah,
Try
and
to relate to people.
going back to the album,
Such a
we touch
talker.
on a couple of subjects. Some of them are very just horror themed, but we do circle back around to
Mental health.
mental health, which is something that's very important to us.
Yeah, we have a song called Sorry Mom on the album that is that's what I was telling y'all that was my favorite. And it's a hard song to hear, but it is, I believe it's amazing. I think that even if it's not chosen as a single, I think people are going to be so it could relate to people. It's got such a huge message. It is a sad song, but
It's one that we definitely hope inspires at least a little bit of hope.
yes, and I would like to do some kind of mental health awareness with that one. And I don't know, the label said it doesn't get a music video, but we might shoot one and Patreon it and use the profits towards mental health. There's like we want to do something with that song. Haven't got 100% a plan down, but I've never been bad at finding plans when they need them. I'm just ADHD, so I work on what's it called? Impulse or when it urgency. It has to be urgent for me to do something. Otherwise, I'm just gonna
So,
sit there.
so with fans, how have the how have the fans kind of reacted? I know you've put out like some teasers and kind of like, you know, shown some of the stuff that you're working on. How are fans reacting to that?
Oh, they're so excited. I've got some amazing supporters and fans that I mean, I've especially since like the signing to it just seems like my inbox has kind of been more popping than it has been, and
Well,
I've had a handful of people messaging me, reaching out, just like, "Oh, I'm bumping your stuff every day. I'm just waiting for this. I love what you're working on." And we haven't teased too much of it. I've actually,
the label has some teasers that they're getting ready to drop, but we're going to start shooting our own separate teasers
and they'll look
next week.
nice.
Yeah, because we'll go out. We go
We'll
out.
put an
Yeah,
aesthetic to it,
like that's
almost like a whole separate music video just for the teaser.
we go out almost every week when, of course, when we're not enthralled in an album, and what can we do to be creative this week?
Yeah,
And so we'll go out and find a really cool spot to shoot promo reels, and we'll start hammering everybody down, probably starting first of next week, and then the singles out May 15th.
I'm just putting this out there. Anybody that's on your record label, is there anybody on the label that you want to feature with?
Yeah,
Oathbound.
absolutely. Yeah, Oathbound would be incredible.
They're
Those
so
guys
good.
are insanely talented.
Is it
This
Glasgow Kiss?
Glasgow Kiss, those guys are really cool. Anna,
Anna.
Anti Rope. There's some really cool bands that they have
A lot of good bands on the
overseas
family.
that we would love to go meet up with and go do something. Anna's over there in Australia. Glasgow Kiss, I believe they're from Norway or something like that. So
Uh,
it's
Please
really cool.
forgive us if that's wrong.
Yeah, but
We're
Oakbound,
fans.
they're over here in Portland, and those guys are incredible. We'd love to get those guys on an album, maybe feature with them. Yeah.
I love that you like make mistakes and just own it. Like
Oh,
I'm the
I'm
same
cool.
way. I say things wrong all the time. I had just happened that I was watching with the kids when Lena was on for an interview. Lena Scissorhands. Oh my god, I was watching with the kids. Princess Diaries or whatever. I called. I called the country that her home country the country from Princess Diaries,
That's
and
hilarious.
and I'm like, what?
That's
I,
funny.
And then I just owned it. I was like, you know what? I was
Yeah,
watching the movie.
I
I
think that
combined the names.
if it is like pe- you can't get upset over things like that when people are just being genuine and they don't mean it. Like I think people tend to dig
Yeah.
too deep and be like, "Ah, you did this wrong." And it's like I at first when I started doing all this, I was starting to get worried. I'd be like, "Huh, they might cancel me." And then I was like, at the end of the day, I know who I am. I'm genuine, and I really truly believe that you could ask any one of my friends or anybody on my corner, I'd give the shirt off of my back if I
Yeah.
had nothing.
And I feel
We're
like
both.
people do feel that.
Yeah.
Like the fans, like the music industry, they feel that love. And honestly, I've seen a turnaround because there was a time when like it didn't matter how hard you just tried to like spread positivity. It was
I'd be like,
just
ah.
yeah, like now at least I'm seeing the change. I'm feeling the
Yes.
change.
And even when I've even seen like some of these artists will make a mistake and they'll get eaten up, but then, and it depends on their apology. Like if they come out and it looks fake, everybody's like, ah. But I've seen some people be like, hey, I'm genuinely sorry. And people be like, man, like they apologize. Leave them alone. Where are you going? Oh, yeah, give charger for the iPad. We don't want to die on them. Will you grab my Waterloo, please? The sparkling water.
So, what do you guys have planned for the summer?
Oh, so we do have some things that we're working on. We're trying to get some shows put together to hope in support of the album. So we have that. We are actually about to go out to what is the place called? Where are we going to stay? What is our little band trip?
called the Rebel Hill Guest Ranch.
The
I'm
what?
sorry, I'll have to re-say that. Give me just a
The
second.
Rebel Hill Guest Ranch. And there's like animals out there. We're getting a room and we're just gonna go out there and like, you know, bring the acoustics and have a good time. We're all sober, so we probably won't be drinking, but
Yeah, but we'll be in Smokelahoma,
we'll
so
be in
we'll.
Oklahoma though. So I guess we're
Yeah.
what is it? What do they say that way? I just said we're all sober, but I guess we're what is it called? California sober?
Yeah, California sober.
Um, I guess we could now call it Oklahoma sober.
Oklahoma sober.
Yeah.
Yes.
So we'll go out there and we'll get
Yeah.
relaxed and do some music. We'll probably make some funny, silly little TikToks and
Yeah.
short films,
We
maybe.
started, like I said, we started working on the first started recording the songs that would make this album March of 2025. So it's been a long process that we're ready for a vacation.
Yep. So we're going to celebrate. That's our first summer plan.
We're gonna go out in the woods.
Then
We're
we'll
gonna
get some
get
shows
some.
booked
We're
here.
gonna get some magic mushrooms, and we're gonna get us some special herbs, and then we're gonna relax and really think very deeply about how privileged we are to have these opportunities.
So privileged. So
Oh
very
yeah, and absolutely, and
grateful for
just
every experience that we're able to experience right now. I really just look at my life and like I said, I've been to 4 shows this last one and most of those shows I got into with no money, and
yeah,
it's
our lead guitarist is a sound engineer for one of the biggest venues in Dallas. So
Oh,
I
that's
just life's
that's a
beautiful.
yeah, we get free, and then, as a radio DJ, I get free concert tickets all the time. So.
Now, what as a DJ? Because I love talking to DJs. What is the one song that you cringe at when it's kind of like requested?
Oh man, anything Greta Van Fleet, and I hate to say anything poorly about any band because art is subjective, and you don't have to be a fan of something for it to be relevant. But I felt like with Greta Van Fleet was that there somewhere in America was a garage full of 70-year-old men banging out the same sound that they was banging out that had been overlooked for years, but they were cute teenage kids, and next thing you know, they're out touring with Metallica, and I'm like, what the hell is even going on here? So I think that is a little bit just
I don't even know who that is.
where
Neither do
nepotism
I.
or
I mean, I do. It's
Rob, who
I,
are they? Because you know
I
every artist.
I don't say every artist, but I do my diligence. I know a lot, but they're pretty much to me they're a young Led Zeppelin.
yeah, exactly in an
I
era where
mean,
Led Zeppelin don't even want to be Led Zeppelin.
no, like it's
You know,
not.
it's kind of like nobody was asking for another Led Zeppelin, but we got one anyway, and it was
I'm gonna hear shit and I don't care. It's pretty much like a Zeppelin cover band kind. To
yeah.
me, I mean, they have millions of fans. I mean,
I like
Oh
I'm
Led
not
yeah,
Zeppelin.
shitting on. I'm
yeah,
not
they're
shitting on
I like Led
anybody.
Zeppelin.
10 times bigger than I could probably ever dream about being. But
I'm not shitting on anybody. It's
yeah,
to
yeah,
me,
but
it's
Don't say
yeah,
just.
that.
that is definitely one that if I get a request for, I'm like, okay, next up is I just make fart sounds. So
I mean,
I thought he had media training, but I definitely don't. So
oh no,
I
I work for the largest privately owned media company in Oklahoma, and I don't have to do corporate ass kissing, so I don't have to
Okay, what's
pretend.
what's
I,
the song that people wouldn't expect that you secretly are like, jamming out to?
Oh man, there are so many songs that kind of fit that category. But I was telling her the other day, like I even think back to bands that I pretended like I hated in high school, like Third Eye Blind, and I recognize now how much skill that the musicians in bands like that had. So um, one for me that probably I really did disliked in the beginning that I really grew to like that's kind of modern now is Bad Flower.
Okay.
Yeah, those guys I didn't really care for the whiny vocals in the beginning, but I watched the music video for the Jester.
Okay.
And
So good.
that's why that's when it snapped for me that visual, if you have the visual, even if your music is a little bit subjective, that if you can reach them with the visual, you can draw them in, because that band completely changed my mind from a music video. I mean, that it altered my perspective of them enough that I became a fan.
Now, with the
Kenny has
writing
mentioned.
process, just going back to this real quick, do you go into kind of like the design of the song with the aesthetics already in mind?
Yes. Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
So,
So I
well,
go ahead.
sorry. With that
Oh,
being said, is there a song that you guys wrote that emotionally torn you while you were writing it?
Yeah, definitely, probably. Sorry, mom.
Sorry, mom makes my mom cry every time she listens to it, and
Yeah,
and I cry sometimes.
yeah, yeah. It's
Yeah.
it's a very emotionally heavy song, and for me, I grew up in the grunge era, so every song was sad. You know, all the bands that I grew up listening to always wrote about sad stuff because they grew up really feeling it. Abusive families, or maybe no families at all, drug addictions, and dealing with poverty. Those were very real things, and so I take a lot of inspiration from my grunge influences, but yeah, so you can definitely hear the sadness come through when I write music. A lot of times it's not very upbeat or happy music, so it's very hard to not already kind of be themed in the themes. We have written some happier songs. Then most of the time they
Well, then
come.
we wrote through this. I wrote through the storm right
It's through the
after.
storm. We do have one very upbeat song on the album that is kind
Yeah.
of like, we've weathered the storm. Now we're so yeah,
Oh, that
but
song's a success song. That song I wrote about beating addiction,
yeah.
and that whole mindset that I was in when I wrote "Sorry, Mom," and then through the storm afterwards. Just
So yeah, it's very deliberate when I've been writing music for over 20 years. I've been an original songwriter. Uh,
the
so it's very deliberate, very thought out. Whenever we start a writing process, I'll come up with a musical composition and then I'll present that to Nova and our producer, and if they jump on it, then we know we've got something. If all three people really like it, it's probably going to turn out pretty good.
yeah,
Do you
and
have
then
any?
sorry,
Do you guys have any hidden talents?
I can paint.
I
I can
mean,
also
You got tricks up your
I
sleeve,
don't
I can
I don't
tell.
know if any of my talents are hidden because I'm out there doing all the stuff all the time.
believe it or not,
I do it. I do.
I grew up a pageant kid and a cheerleader until I hit 12, 13, and
That
completely went the opposite end.
well, that I mean, that kind of makes sense.
If you look
Yeah.
at,
It really makes sense.
Yeah.
I'm very ADHD, so if you look at, like, I find a hobby, I conquer it, and I move on to the next hobby, conquer it, move on to the next hobby, conquer it. I'm an avid gamer. People might not really know that I kick ass at Call of Duty, but that might be one
Oh,
hidden
what's your
talent.
favorite Call of Duty? My son loves Call of Duty.
Right now it's probably the latest one that's come out. What is that? Modern Warfare
The one
3.
that's on the Game Pass.
One that's on Game Pass right now. Yeah, yeah. But I've been playing Arc Raiders here lately, and
Now, do
that's
you
one.
get real hype and yell at the TV? Because I watch my friends play. I hear my son play. And like, do you yell? Because I laugh at all of them because they'll be real quiet. I'll like think that they're not even playing, and all of a sudden it's like, take their head off,
Yeah.
kill them, go,
I put it to
low.
you this way. My wife woke me up one morning yelling and screaming. "Ah!" I'm like, what the F? And she's like, well, that's how you sound when you're playing video games. I'm like, okay, okay, I get it. Tone it down a little bit.
Yeah, my son sounds crazy. And so I like Nintendo. I don't play like a whole lot of
I,
games, but Nintendo is my shit. And me and my boyfriend just jailbroke a Wii,
Okay.
and
Okay.
we got like
It's a whole new
this.
world, right?
Yeah, well, I mean, we're so outdated anyway. It's just it was funny to even how we even got the internet to work on it in the first place, and then we got it jailbroke, and then we downloaded all these like Mario games, and some of it was like SpongeBob themed, and then we were playing Mario, but there was Patrick Star, but he had boobs for some reason, and like they had all these dirty jokes on there, and then my son was like, "I play," and I'm like, "Hey, come here real quick." Oh, wait, what's going on? And
I
then
remember I had my Mario Paint
Yep.
on the Wii and the Wii U, man. Went through a whole thing. Like, of course, whatever game they want at that time is like the rarest thing ever and like skyrockets to like $1 million. But most of
Yeah.
the Nintendo games, unfortunately, my son beats pretty quickly. Like, he's more of like, need to continue going.
oh yeah,
Okay.
mine too.
Yep.
My son did. I brought the Nintendo was for me, and he'll play just to play with his mom, but he don't care about that. He wants to be on that PlayStation,
That's pretty.
something that keeps going. Fortnite and Roblox.
Yeah, that's pretty
I don't
much
know if
the
it
only
makes
I,
a
time that I
difference.
can think that I really am not thinking about everything else that's going on in the world, like around me, is when I'm playing video games. So that is just kind of one of the one little hidden talents that I don't advertise as much because I'm not a streamer or really anything. Most people probably look at me and think I'm too old for video games, but my generation kind of was the ones that really started that whole movement. So
My whole,
I
like, most of my male friend group play video games. So honestly, you could probably put your link up and have like a whole like badass squad like going
yeah,
into battle with you.
yeah, for sure, I'll definitely do that. Absolutely, 100%. The more,
I
the
know I
merrier.
follow you
so
guys, so if I see it, I'll definitely give it to Jackson so he can join your squad.
Cool. Right on.
so before we actually wrap this up, I ask this question every episode. I was gonna ask it earlier, but didn't get a chance. Um, not musically, as a person, what do you want to leave as your legacy behind you?
Kindness. And I'm not just saying that for the camera. Like I preach about this stuff to all my friends and my son, and I'm not perfect by any means. I think that part of that comes from like looking back on the past and thinking of the ways that I could have done better to some of my loved ones, or especially like right now, with the signing and stuff, and being from a small town. I'm now kind of. I was already a little bit famous in my small town, not but I go
Kind
to
of
the
big
grocery
deal.
store. Yeah, I go to the grocery store and they're like, "That's no," because I talk to everybody. I hand out my cards and I tell people to check me out.
She's so magnetic. It does not matter where we go, what town we're in. It doesn't matter what business that we're in. People flock to her.
I meet angels everywhere I go.
And yeah, so
Well,
she's so very magnetic that it just doesn't matter. She commands the room every time we walk into one.
with that being said, with this like signing and stuff of it going viral in my at least town, it's like everybody in my town. I woke up and it was like my face back to back on my screen. And I never really seen that before. And there was people from like high school that, maybe we didn't have the best experience, but I've even had some of those people reach out to me and it's like, hey, I like you're doing good or whatever. And I think that like old me be like, nah, but now it's like genuinely, I want to look at that and be like, let all that go. Like, let it go and genuinely be happy and feel grateful that these people want to support now, or or whatever, because I am grateful for where I'm at right now. I have no room for hate in my heart, and I want to be as kind to people no matter what their beliefs are, where they're at in life, even if I don't agree with what the a lifestyle someone's living, and I think that if I try not to think negatively of people, because as soon as I do, I watch it become me. So
Yeah.
But hopefully your music can speak to the people that were confused on how you should treat people.
mhm.
And hopefully it does make an impact. It does
Oh,
make an
that's
impact
all I
on,
want.
yeah, we
Even
got to knock out the bullies.
for sure, for sure.
So I would like to ask real quick before we jump off when you think that you would get over to the East Coast because I really want to see you live.
I was going to second that.
You know,
Come on, Eclipse.
Come on.
yeah, we want to get out and to hit the road. We definitely do. Um, we just need to be very strategic about how we make the plan. You know, what I mean, with the price of gas, the economy the way it
Yeah.
is right now,
Can't really do
nobody wants to
much.
go out on tour and lose money, and so that's very weighing very heavily on us right now because we have this album and we do
I
need
think
to
this
get out and
album's
push
gonna do
it.
so good that people are gonna be begging to
Um,
see us. And
something we didn't touch on was the fact that the next single out, we did a feature with the Bunny the Bear.
Oh, nice.
Those guys are from the East
you're
Coast.
from Florida, is that East
Yeah,
Coast?
yeah, and
I
so
think one is from Jersey, actually.
right,
Now, will
and
you be having a
Pretty
watching
sure.
party for that? Or like
we
a
have.
listening party, I mean?
Yeah, I mean, I would love to do that, and so maybe we will. Our other bandmate is pretty hard to lock down. He's in another project as well. He's in a band out of Dallas called Stink Bug. They were kind of an early '90s Dallas band that also
Yeah.
features Bob Zilla. Bob Zilla was the bassist for Damage Plan. He was on
Mm.
stage when Dimebag and Vinnie Paul
Yep.
were shot. Dimebag lost his life, but so those guys are kind of
Oh,
a
it's
little bit
such a
hectic
dark
right now,
song.
and so we're trying to be able to schedule our stuff around whatever they've got going on too. But we also the reason why we wear masks is in case we ever need to put somebody else in a mask so we can go out on tour if
Mhm.
somebody's schedule doesn't work for whatever reason. So
Yep, that's true. That
I would say that
because
hopefully
I'll always be there.
somewhere towards fall to when that whole circuit will start where bands will pick up their fall schedules and start going that way. We would love to come out that direction.
I only ask about the listening party because if you're not getting out here like tomorrow, I definitely want to be part of it and I definitely want to support you guys and be able to
Yeah.
like share your stuff. And I would love to be there in spirit through the interweb and
Well, that is
support
sweet
you
of
guys.
you.
Yeah,
We might think of doing something like that.
we'll do something. We'll have a Facebook Live or YouTube Live or whatever we can do to where we can share that moment with our fans.
We could do that.
And if
So,
anybody watching wants to be part of
Yeah.
that, now that they said that they do it,
yep,
you
we're
can
gonna do
go
it.
to all their information going at the bottom and definitely make sure you give them a follow. Like you can't
Yeah,
go wrong with that. They're so
Yeah.
creative. Their
I would say
content is awesome.
we're probably most active on our Facebook and TikTok. Instagram might be, of course, Eclipse made us get on Blue Sky
Yeah, I
and
don't know what that
X
is.
and everything else. So I'm trying to keep up with
Trying to
because
keep
we
up.
are our own
Trying to keep
manager.
up.
We're our own management team. We're our own every single thing, and so yeah, like it's
The
a
struggle
lot.
is real.
Yeah.
It is
I'm
very.
blessed to have Orion
And
over
now
here.
the flip side is because I'm very picky, and the moment I hire somebody, we're like, we can do it better. Why did we do that? Why did we hire
Yeah.
somebody when we? And so
Every
we
time.
know that when we get it done ourselves, that we get it done the way we want it done, and it is quite a burden. But yeah, we are mostly more active. We're trying to get across the board though, active on all our socials, but we have them all now, so you can find us wherever. Send us a message wherever. We will try to link everything so that everybody can stay informed however they choose, whatever is their preferred method.
And I would love to put it out there now that after the LP comes out and after, you've kind of done a couple things that you come back on and catch up with us and
Yeah.
tell us how everything went,
Oh,
Oh,
just
absolutely.
I
all
would
the
love
details.
that.
Yeah, 'cause y'all have a special place for us now because y'all were the first after our signing to reach out, and we're very privileged, like I said, and thankful for the experience. And
Honestly.
so, yep. So we will make sure that we stay in touch with
Love my
y'all,
little hearts.
y'all specifically, 100%. We'll
And
put
to
you on the
everybody
list
that's
of.
watching, make sure that you go on, like all their stuff. Make sure that you write comments, even if it's sending emojis, they count towards that algorithm.
Yes, they
Shoot, you
do.
can flip
Yep.
me off. That's okay.
Yeah.
Share all their
Hey,
music.
even if you don't like us, take 5 seconds out of your day to tell us how much you hate our music. That's fine.
Yeah. Tell us
Or
you love
tell a
us.
friend. Share
Or
them
tell
to a
Yeah.
friends.
friend
Yep.
and see what a
Yeah.
friend thinks.
Yeah. Be like, you can show if you love us. Show your friend. If you hate us,
Show a
show
friend.
your friend.
Yeah, absolutely. There you go.
Even the milkman.
Even the
Yeah.
milkman. Yeah. I mean, our fans range. We're very. I think we blend very well. We have fans that go from teenagers to elderly. So
Yeah.
the thing I like to kind of compare our sound to is it's something that's familiar but contemporary. So it brings a sense of familiarity, but it's also like, oh, this is different.
Oh, you got 2 more fans over here.
Yep.
Thank you guys.
Absolutely.
I'm so
Love you
glad
guys
that
so
y'all like the
Likewise.
much
crap.
and wish
Love
you all
you,
the luck and
beautiful.
everything you've got going
Yeah,
on.
same here.
Thank
Absolutely.
you.
Thank you.
It's been awesome. You cracked me up,
Yep.
Rob, and
Yep.
Allie, you are gorgeous.
Yep.
So
Aw, thank
thank
Uh,
you
you.
guys.
Love you too.
All right.
and have a good night, everybody.
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Make sure to subscribe to Concert Junkies.
Subscribe.
Yes.
And
And
subscribe
subscribe
to
to.
Allie and Rob
Yes.
if you ain't already. All right, guys. Loves.